Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the final council meeting for this term. You'll notice that I do have my mask off every time one of us speaks tonight. We will remove our masks so that people at home can hear us. If I could first begin by giving our statement of acknowledgement. We acknowledge the traditional owners of this land in which we are meeting and pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging, and to those from other communities who are with us here today, for they hold the memories, the tradition and the culture of all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. Item 3 on our agenda tonight is apologies and requests for leave of absence. We do have one apology tonight from Councillor Bennett, who is away. There is no other apologies, and at this point a leave of absence wouldn't be granted because we don't know if you'll be back. Item 4, declarations under acts, regulations, codes or local laws. I don't believe there is any. Item 5 is declarations by councillors of any conflict of interest. I don't believe there is any tonight. Before we go to item 6, well, we're just on declarations for councillors. Councillors, I'll just remind you that we are in the midst of an election process, and there will be no campaigning at the table tonight. You'll be asked to cease. If you do so, if you're asked a second time, you'll be asked to be removed from the chamber. Item 6 is confirmation of minutes of the previous meeting. It is there on the bottom of page 3. Do I have someone move that? Thank you, Councillor Mitchell. Thank you, Councillor Lowe. Did anybody wish to speak against those minutes? If not, I will put the motion. All those in favour? Thank you. Motion is carried unanimously. Item 7 is delegates' reports, of which there is none. Item 8.1 is the receival of our annual report 2019-2020. So it is there, the recommendation is there to table it and be received and noted. Do I have someone move that? Thanks, Councillor Mitchell. Thanks, Councillor Lowe. Councillor Mitchell, did you wish to speak to that?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This year's annual report indicates to all of us that with careful and educated planning we can achieve great results. I congratulate everyone who have played a part in achieving something that will benefit the residents of Wodonga. Thank you.
I'll just echo Councillor Mitchell's words. There's no point in adding to that. I think he summarised it very well.
Now, you're going to have to indulge me, councillors. I'd just like to say, first of all, CEO, through you back to the staff and particularly to Kelly and all her team, and Narelle, who works tirelessly to put the numbers together, and Kelly, who makes it pretty for us. This is a great document. You can actually pick it up, you can actually read it, you can actually understand it. The information is very clear and concise, telling the community exactly what we have done for the year and on their behalf. It talks about the community consultation. It talks about what our staff looks like, the staff profile. And if you look on page 27 of the report, what's pretty outstanding and it continues to, I guess, shock me is our staff numbers are pretty much what they were 10 years ago. And we're delivering double the budget to significantly more people. And so that's a real credit, CEO, through you and to all of the team out there. That's from our beautiful people on the customer service desk right through to our people who mow our lawns for us and, you know, look after our cube and look after our library, all of the staff. On behalf of councillors, thank you very much for your hard work. It is absolutely all there before you in this document. One of the most pleasing things you'll see, our debt has come down to just on $18 million. That has been a long-term financial plan, very important. Out there for everyone to see is every councillor's expense, clearly documented. You can absolutely see all those who attend conferences and attend training. It's very clear, it talks about every single action item that was in our council plan, where it got to, and you know, there's quite significant documentation there on feedback too. So to the staff, thank you very much. That is a terrific document, and there is certainly some wonderful photos of our city in there. Councillor Mitchell, did you have anything to close? Councillors, I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Thank you. Motion is carried unanimously. This will be the fastest council meeting in history. Item 9. Anybody have any questions or any comments? No? Great, thank you. Numbers are looking good. Item 10.2, the planning report for September 2020, and it goes to show we are continuing to be incredibly busy in our planning department. Is there any questions or comments? It is again for information only. Nope. Item 10.3 is the building report for September 2020. Again, for information only. Is there any questions or comments? Yes, Cal.
Madam Mayor, it's just very positive to see that even though through COVID, our building activity is still very strong in our city. And up from the August numbers, so it's really pleasing to see that there is confidence within our city.
Good comments, Councillor Watson. Any other comments? I think really pleasing to note, councillors, on page 30 of our report there, in this month, we've actually skipped up over 2018 and 2019 numbers in terms of cumulative numbers and cumulative permit values. That's really significant because they were big numbers back then, and particularly given the times for September to have surpassed those. I think that's a really strong positive sign for our community, for people who work in our community, and particularly for the recovery coming post COVID and how we learn to live and work with it. So I know, CEO, through you, back to Leon, who is sitting at the head of the room at the other end that people at home can't see. Please, Leon, if you could pass on to your team our thanks, because I know that they've been working incredibly hard. They always do, but those numbers are climbing, not decreasing, which is fantastic news for our city, but is more work for you and your team. So thank you. Item 10.4 is the competitive services report for September. Plenty on. Plenty on. Any questions or comments, councillors? Quietest I think you've ever been. Item 10.5 is the written record of all councillor meetings. I think we've changed that title again. There any questions or comments, councillors? 10.6 is the decisions register. Again, for information only, any questions or comments? I'm just going to flick through all these pages. So we move to item 11, notices of motion, of which there are none this evening. Item 13, petitions, there are 12, there is none. 13, council seal, there is none. General business, there, Councillor Lowe.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd just like to make mention something very important is happening tonight, which is your last meeting ever. So on behalf of myself, firstly, I'd like to thank you for your support of me, your mentorship, and also thank you for your service to our community. On behalf of our community, I'd like to thank you for the service you've done over the last 14, 15 years plus, and you've been the best leader that this town could ask for at the time, and especially over the last few months. So thank you kindly.
Thank you, that was unexpected. Thank you very much. Did anybody else have any other general business? No? No? No urgent business. There is no question time in the last council meeting. There is no confidential business, and it does leave me to close the meeting, but if you will allow me to have just a few words, that would be great. So I was actually trying to count up how many council meetings I'd done, and I'm thinking it's well over 200. And committee meetings too numerous to count. But it has been a privilege to be part of consecutive teams that have been instrumental in the changing and development of our city. I am going to cry. So there are many things across the city that I reflect on with pride. But my proudest moments are when I'm out with our community groups that truly make Wodonga great. They give up their valuable countless hours of volunteer work, their passion and their causes that always motivate me to continue the roles that I've taken on to try and improve this city. So thank you to all of the community for the great honour of bestowing me the privilege of being your councillor. There are also some people that I'd like to thank here in the organisation. Council staff, all of our teams, there for their dedication and their passion for our city. The city has never looked better. And when I look around and look at those numbers, those staff numbers, still the same as 10 years ago, that is absolutely staggering. To the executive, Deb, who isn't here tonight, Leon, Simone, Narelle, Kelly and Kevin. Thank you, Kelly, for always writing great words and making me look better. Narelle, for the terrific work that you do every single year, providing us with greater detail, greater information to our community so that we can absolutely tell the story of where every single cent is spent on their behalf. Simone, you've stepped into a great chair, but you've also absolutely, as a manager of events and our cultural arm, done us a magnificent job. Leon, the list that you send us every couple of weeks is with what goes on in terms of our capital works is absolutely staggering. You've had a big job over the last few years. We've almost completely rebuilt the centre of the city. No mean feat. In fact, I sent a photo of our main street dug up to a couple of other mayors across the state, and they wrote back and went, "Have you left town yet?" So, you know, you've done a terrific job and, you know, we can look right across the city and you and your team should be incredibly proud. Kevin, for always making sure our governance is right, making sure we absolutely stick to the rules and that we make sure that our community gets the best out of its councillors. To our CEO, Mark, to you and to the previous CEO, Patience Harrington, thank you for the teamwork, the debate, the vision and the commitment to our city. Tissue. To my fellow councillors and to so many councillors before you guys, it isn't until you stand in the arena that you truly understand what it feels like. There are a few councillors that I would personally and very specifically like to thank. It's through their knowledge and work that has helped me grow and inspired me and improved my wisdom. Rod Wangman, Lisa Mahood, John Marnie, John Watson, Kat Bennett, John de Croof, Danny Lowe, Jenny Hanuska, Mark Byatt, Eric Kerr. Thank you. I'm very pleased to not only have learned from you, but also not only call you colleagues, but also now call you friends. I'd also like to recognise Albury's councillors, and in particular Mayor Mack. Working with Kevin has been significant in terms of moving forward to Cities One community and also ensuring that our community, our region, received a regional deal. It was always funny to walk around Canberra or any of the other halls of Parliament with Mayor Mack. They did actually ask if we were related because we fight like brother and sister, but it has been a fantastic working relationship and our cities are all the better for it. So thank you, Kevin. And so it also leaves me just to thank my family and friends who, without their support, I just could not have done neither the role of councillor and especially the role of mayor. So I wish all candidates, each of you here in the room and all of the candidates out there, good luck. And I hope you continue the hard work to keep the momentum of this fantastic city going. So thank you, and thank you to all the staff. It does leave me to close tonight's meeting. Oh, sorry, I did forget, CEO, you did ask me already. somebody else gets to talk. Thank you very much, and CEO.
Ladies and gentlemen, councillors and Madam Mayor, it's very unusual for me to speak at this time in a normal meeting, but I appreciate that we are in caretaker mode, but it would be absolutely remiss of me not to acknowledge that this is our Mayor's last meeting as our Chair and Mayor of this meeting and our Mayor of our city, after 5 years in the Mayor's role and 15 years as a councillor in total. We were chatting today about, in my former life in the military, you would certainly get a medal for much less than that. It's a massive commitment to, I think, council, city and our community. And it's been a difficult year in 2020, and I don't think you could have led our council any better. Loyal, passionate, and defending and advocating for our city as strongly as possible with federal, state and in the local government circles. So before we close the meeting, it just leaves me on behalf of all the staff, so the council team, the city and the community, to thank you for that loyal and dedicated service, and just give you a little...
Thank you.
So for those live streaming,
Thank you. Thanks so much. They're beautiful. Thank you. Now that does officially leave me to close the meeting tonight. The next meeting that will be here in this room will have new faces at the table, and it will be a discussion to elect a mayor. So I do wish you all well, and thank you for your service to your community. It has been so important, and the work that we do here at this table leaves significant legacy for future generations. Thank you.